he a villain?
He was the storm that the fire feared. He chose the path of no return, so we wouldn't have to. They called him a monster, because they couldn't comprehend a man forged by betrayal, walking alone so the world could sleep.
I walk the path of no return, not because I want to, but because the world left no doors open behind me. I didn't burn the bridges. They crumbled under the weight of betrayal, indifference and silence. And now there is only forward. No maps, no compass, just a storm beneath my ribs and the sound of my own breath in the dark. They say redemption is a choice, a warm light, a second chance, a gentle whisper that leads you home. But I was never given that whisper. I was given gunshots and lies. I was given empty promises stitched together with rusted wire. I was fed on chaos, raised by shadows, and taught by pain. This path isn't a journey. It's a sentence, and I carry it like a crown. I don't cry anymore. The tears dried up when my voice was stolen, when screaming became useless, and silence became armor. I don't pray like they do. My prayers come out as growls, gravel and thunder, breaking against the walls of my chest like waves, trying to escape. I don't ask for peace. I ask for clarity. I ask to remember why I started walking in the first place. On I walk because stopping means death. Not the kind of death that takes your breath away, but the kind that takes your purpose. The kind that leaves your body standing while your spirit is already buried. I won't be buried quietly. I refuse to sink like the others did, with smiles plastered on and their souls gutted. They think I became a monster. They're wrong. I was made into one, forged in the crucible of their apathy, sharpened by the edge of their hypocrisy. They cut me, and now I cut back, not out of hatred, not out of revenge, but because I refuse to be soft again. Softness is for the safe. I am not safe. I never was. Every step I take echoes. It echoes with names. Names of those who swore they'd never leave. Names of those who left anyway. Names of promises that turned to poison. I wear them on my spine. Each vertebrae a story. Each crack a lesson. My body is a battlefield, and I wear the shrapnel like jewelry. I walk alone. Not because I hate people, but because I've learned the difference between company and chains. People want you soft, small, manageable. They want your fire dimmed and your claws hidden. But I won't hide anymore. I walk in full view, with blood on my hands and steel in my eyes. Let them look. Let them flinch. The path doesn't care who I was. It doesn't care who I could have been. It only cares that I keep moving, and I do. Even when my knees shake, even when my ribs crack from the weight of memory, I move. Because forward is the only direction I trust. I don't dream anymore. Dreams are for the untouched, the innocent. I see visions, not hopes but warnings. Flames licking at the future, shadows stretching into the past. I see myself, older, colder, unrecognizable. And I nod. I accept what I'm becoming, because trying to stay who I was nearly killed me. I walk the path of no
Hey, business owner,
Stop presenting from your head.
Hey,
if you're in your head,
advert.
you're dead.
Stop ruining my video.
Fire in my lungs, and ghosts at my side. They whisper sometimes. Regret, they say. Forgiveness. Healing. But I've learned that healing isn't always pretty. Sometimes healing means cutting away everything that made you human. Sometimes healing is war. They tell stories about people like me. They call us villains. They give us dramatic music and red eyes and torn cloaks. But they never show what came before. They never show the breaking. They never show the silence, the neglect, the 1,000 quiet moments where the soul began to fracture. They call me cold. Let them. They didn't feel the ice I crawled through. They didn't feel the warmth ripped from my bones. They didn't stay when everything collapsed. I did. I stayed. I stood. I walked. I'm not looking for approval. I'm not chasing validation. This isn't a performance. This is survival. This is evolution. This is the feral truth that grows in the absence of light. I am not kind. I am not soft. I am not broken. I am changed. I am the legend who suffered through darkness and hell. I walked through fire with no promise of water. I clawed my way through nights so black, even the stars turned their backs on me. There were no guiding lights, no warm hands reaching down, just the echo of my own breath in the cold void. And still, I kept moving. I bled, not once, not twice, but over and over, until the pain became my companion, until the ache in my bones felt like home. I forgot what softness felt like. I forgot what comfort even meant. Every smile I once knew turned into teeth. Every door became a wall. Every voice a reminder of betrayal. I wasn't always like this. I used to believe in hope, in loyalty, in the idea that maybe, just maybe, love could save something. But those were lies sold to children, pretty fables wrapped in ribbons to hide the blade beneath. I learned that the hard way. I learned it in silence, in screams muffled by my own pride, in the crushing weight of abandonment. They took my heart. Or maybe I gave it, and they shattered it. Either way, it's gone. And what replaced it? Not hatred, not rage. No, those are still too human. What filled the hollow was something colder, sharper, precision, purpose, fire without warmth, ice without mercy. I don't feel like them anymore. I don't think like them. I've evolved. I became the weapon forged in silence, the answer to a world that never answered back. I stopped waiting for someone to save me. I became the storm. I am not the broken one crawling for help. I am the force that rose from the ruins, fists clenched, jaw locked, eyes full of fury and focus. Look at me, not with pity, not with awe, with truth. I am the result of pain too deep for tears, of nights too long for rest, of wounds that never closed, but burned into my skin like marks of war. This is not a phase. This is not a costume. This is the evolution of a soul that refused to die.
From idea to submission, Empower